and welcome to the God is Geek podcast. My name's Adam Cook and I'm your friendly host, who we took a week off, but we're back, and we're back with power and energy for episode 461. No half marks this time, but it is just me and Adam Carroll. Hello, Adam, you all right?
I am very good, Adam Cook. Yes, the week has been had. Does it feel like a week off to you? Because it does not to me, because time just seems to have no meaning whatsoever.
Not to get straight into this, right? Every
Okay,
year there
straight into it.
Well, fine. Every year there comes a point in the games industry where you're like, oh my god, would you stop? Like with all the games, would you just have a day off? Like there's too much. And we always get through the other end of it, and then there's a little, it goes down a bit. Then we go into Game of the Year, and it's busy again. And then there's the holiday break. This is, I think, my 12th year working in the games industry in some aspect, which is crazy. But the reason I say that is that I genuinely do not think I've ever seen a busier post-summer release period. Like, it is, like, you get that one period, and we had it, I think, was it a week? Well, it must have been a few weeks ago, because we had a week off, where there was, like, multiple embargoes, like, yeah, here's a review of this. I think it was WarioWare Day. I think it was, like, WarioWare, Tales of Arise, this, that, and the other. There's another 4 of them today. Like, there's 2 review embargoes. Diablo, there's Death Stranding, there's the embargoes on PES previews and that Chorus game that Mick previewed. It's just in one day as we're live now. I don't ever remember that happening like multiple times, and it is really like we know the pandemic's a thing. Of course, it's a thing, and it made a lot of delays. But now it just feels like it's like everyone's coming out of the wilderness, like pulling the bushes to the side and like going, "Is it safe to come out now?" And then it just the crowd roars through.
Yeah,
it's just
it's just a lot of catch up now, and then it's I'll be honest, we can just get straight into these games here though, because there's this game in particular. Look, everyone's talking about it. It's Deathloop, okay.
Well, it's the reason we nearly did this 2-man podcast last week, because we don't normally take a week off, but it just was like, this is just too much this week. I think we all needed a bit of a break, but I kind of really wanted to talk about Deathloop, but I thought we'll do it next week. We'll do it next week. Yeah. So here we are.
So I just want to say straight off, right? The last pod we were doing, I think before I actually said to you, I think other Chris was there. I was like, lads, Deathloop, if I see the trailer one more time, if I see footage one more time of Deathloop, I'm going to go insane. Yep. And you were just kind of sitting there, just kind of shaking your head, just going to go on, like, listen, yeah. And I was just like, why is everyone super awkward or weird at the moment? And you were currently...
I was playing it, yeah.
You were playing it, and it sounded very positive from you. Like, at that point, you weren't saying much, and I was like, okay. Yeah. Look... The reviews are out there. I think at this stage, we don't need to get into the premise of this game. As I said, we've had the week off of this game being released.
Yeah, you say that right, but I actually would be intrigued if I was to ask you, right, so obviously first-person shooter, it's a first-person shooter. If I was to ask you what kind of sub-genre, what would you say? Because I reckon I can get bang like that and answer this straight away. And I feel like no one's actually mentioning what this game is. And I wonder what you make of that.
I don't really know, man. Like, there's a lot. Look, there's a lot of games.
It's a roguelike.
Is it though?
I mean, it's kind of in the same way that Hades is. In that Hades what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it goes above that genre. Like, it's got elements of it, but like Hades does the story in this. I think Hades and this. Yes, they're not the same. Like, one's an isometric action game, one's a first-person shooter. But I think those two games are probably in a little category on their own, like in a sub. It's like that. What's the Venn diagram thing where they cross over? If that makes sense.
I'm not disagreeing with the roguelike thing fully, but I will say that it can be put in there, but
yeah. Part of it is what I mean.
It's part of it, because if I never played Deathloop and someone was just straight up going, it's a roguelike, like Returnal is, Hades, all that kind of stuff, I would immediately be like, I'll wait.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
But look, let's get into this, okay?
You haven't said if you like it or not.
Because I'm going to ask you first, because you've been playing this a lot longer than I have.
Right.
And I want to know where you are with it now and what you're currently thinking after. Like, did you finish this game?
No, I haven't. I
haven't finished it yet? Okay.
No, I've had... There's stuff I still can't talk about right now. There's just so much going
So
on.
much, okay,
like,
okay.
that I was able to play enough to get video for our video review, and I did play a little bit for fun as well, but I couldn't. I will. I also will say I'm becoming one of those guys, ads. I kind of want to play a first-person shooter on a PC. I'm finding aiming with first-person shooters, maybe it's getting older.
Well, apparently you shouldn't be playing Deathloop on PC because that ain't.
Well, apparently it's been patched.
Going down
It's
well.
been patched, but it still needs patching. But like, no,
So
I think it's. So Chris, did he give it 9.5?
He gave it 9.5. He did.
I think I might have, from what I've played, I think I'd have gone full marks.
Yeah.
Like, it's very difficult to look at that game, and criticize it. Like, because even the little things, for example. In fact, it was one of the things in Discord. One of our Patreons on Discord was saying about how like he'd started playing it, and there's like the chatter between Colt and Juliana, and like he's wondering, oh shit, is that going to be a bit too much? It's really well done, but is it going to be too much? And again, I'm sort of sat there sort of going, and like it's actually done, I think, the right amount. It's one of those games. I mean, there's 2 games this week we've got that are stealth based, but it's one of those games where I like the stealth. Like, people have mentioned, for example, and we can get right into this now gameplay-wise, people have mentioned that the AI is kind of dumb. Okay? I think it has to be. For the video game to work as a video game, it can't be that... Because let's be honest, right? If you're in the same room as me, and I've got headphones on and I'm listening to music, I'm going to know you're behind me. Most people have this kind of... Not everyone, but most people I know have got like this sixth sense about, hang on, Oh, there's someone there. So if you want stealth to be realistic, then stealth games are just off the cards for me. You can't make a stealth game in the way that you make, like, like PUBG does that first-person, ultra-realistic, the sort of Anno games, the FPSs that are like ultra-realism. You can't do that with that kind of game, where you can also whip around on rooftops using blink and pressing a button to go invisible and chaining together brains so that, do you know what I mean? You can't. It doesn't work. So I don't see the AI being dumb as a criticism. I see that as that's intentional. That's a design choice, right?
Yes, I would think so, because of if this game had like crushing difficulty, if it was just like everywhere, and look, there are moments where there's so many mechanics that I don't want to be jumping around the place, but they're like,
I know what you mean.
Like, there's parts in this game that like the more you succeed, it does get that little bit tougher. It starts doing these things. But like,
so how did you play it? How did you play it then? Because I mean, so you got.
How did I?
Well, I'm going to assume you got the first power at some point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you then go, right, I'm going to just bang through this, see if I can kill them all in one go? Or did you go, actually, I like that power, I'm going to upgrade that? Or did you go, no, I'm going to go get a different power? Because I went and got a different power, then I was like, actually, I really want to upgrade that. But then I got sidetracked and actually upgraded the, what's the invisible, is it Aether? The one where you... I upgraded that fully. And then it's like, oh, this is cool. How did you...
So I'm using that one all the time, and I'm using the... Yeah, and the Nexus one, where you just chain them all together and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
And that's just amazing.
So you upgraded that at all?
Yeah.
What does that do? So, I don't know if I want to know, actually. I was going to ask.
No. It's like, this is the thing. Look, these upgrades and stuff that you find are absolutely like just incredible. There's so much fun, and that's bringing me right back to just what everyone's saying about the AI and stuff. That if the game was super, super tough, it would just kill everything that's in this game, like, because there's so much fun. And like, look,
it's
people
a sandbox,
are saying, the AI is not stupid from start to finish. Like, there are moments where you go around, you're kind of like, your peripheral vision, they're not seeing you, and you're kind of like, it's silent kill or whatever, and you're like, that's fine, get on with it. But if they see you, and they can catch you. Like, there's one area in particular where, like, I had a sniper and I was really high looking down at all these enemies. I shot down, they're scrambling everywhere, and then somebody saw me from like over there, and it alerted all of them. So the AI is turned on at times, like, it is good. It's pretty well balanced for this game. How I played it personally, Ed, starting this game, I was trying to just get my head around every single thing that was happening.
Would you agree if I said to you that the opening hour, while not bad, because it's not bad, but because obviously it has to be good enough to pull you into the second hour, but the opening hour is very, very kind of not tutorially, but it's the opening hour, if you played the opening hour and walked away and you went, oh, I played Deathloop, didn't like it, I would have to say to you, no, if you only played the opening hour, you didn't play Deathloop. You played the opening hour, which is essentially setting up. At that point, I don't think you can even keep stuff. I think it's about an hour's time where you can start to I can't remember the terminology. Infuse stuff where you can keep. Because again, at first, in that hour, and again, I'm playing it pre-release, I'm going like, oh, I'd read previews that this was like a roguelike sort of, there's bits of it. But shit, you're telling me every time I've got to go and get that gun. And then you get the first power, but then you lose it. And at that point, I really was like, wow, so you have to get all the guns again? All the powers again? I was like, and at that point, I'm going, oh boy, I mean, mechanically a good game here, but like if I have to go and get everything every time, and just as and again, because I was pre-release, it's not like I could ask anyone, it's not like anyone could tell me, so I was like, well, I'm gonna keep playing it because it's it's pretty cool still. It's still a cool game, and then you unlock the infusion, and it was like, oh, thank God for the guy who stood up in the meeting and went, it's not going to be much fun, is it, if you can't even keep the power? Thank God for that. And then when you realise, and actually. Because again, then you start to go, yeah, but shit, I killed that guy and got the blink. So like, I don't want to do that again, and I don't want to have to keep doing that. And then they're like, no, but I tell you what, because you have to do them all in one run to complete the game, we'll give you a reason that killing them each time is good, because you'll get super loot or upgradable, powers. And you're like, they thought of everything to make this game playable.
Yeah, the design is insane because like. As I said, like when you start off and you open up your like menu or whatever, and you see like visionary leads, arsenal leads, and it's just all these like
it's too much
massive trees, and it's just all a bit like, and there's documents and other files, and you're kind of going, it's one of those
police procedures, like Dexter.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't know if you see it just above my head there. That's the press kit for Deathloop, right? And in that. There's literally a big map you can put up and string with pins that you could do it yourself.
Amazing.
I mean, well, but like it is that. It's almost. Do you know the last time I remember talking about a game like this? It was almost Fez-like, where you want to get a notepad out and go, okay, so we do that, then we go because you need to sort of.
So but there is a part. I am nearly there.
Okay, that's exciting.
I am nearly there. Last night I was kind of like. It felt like it was getting to that point.
You were getting your this is how I could do it in theory, like
yeah. That's
cool.
Look, I'll say straight off, I don't want this game to end.
That's kind of why I slowed down playing it as well, because I was like, this could actually be quite short, couldn't it? Because when you're playing it, like this, it is because of the way the game works. There's no way of knowing really how long that game is.
Yeah,
and I'm like, shit, I don't want this to be over.
I was taking my time, like for the first few hours, so I was really going slow. I was like, because I didn't know what way the AI responded to you, and like how, like if I die, like what do I do? So like the understanding of the game for me at the start was like it was snail pace. Now I'm like with my powers and stuff, and like the trinkets you get and things like that, and your slabs or whatever. Yeah. Like it's just all like it feels like just a complete and utter like toy shop.
Yes.
There's just the way I want to play it, the way like, do I want to go in aggressively? Do I want to go in steadily? Like, do I just want to kick lads everywhere? Like,
all viable as well, right? All viable.
Yeah, 100%. And then you just have like you've Colt and Juliana's kind of chat. All that going on is super funny. It's super well executed. It's literally like the voice acting is flawless. Like it just is. Like it couldn't be done any better for the type of game that it is. But like I have to say that I've never been a Dishonored like fan, and I say that because I never gave it time. Like I would have played it and been like, yeah, it's not getting me. No, I'm just like, I need to play it. I need to play Dishonored. I need I played Prey.
But I would urge slight caution, because I believe the best way to play it off, because you're not PC gaming, are you? But I believe the best way to play it would be a Series X at the moment, because I think it's got that FPS boost thing. Because so the thing with Dishonored 2 specifically is that, do you know when a game is kind of almost hyped as if it's this, and we're kind of doing it now, but when a game is that hyped, do you ever sometimes get put off from it? Like it sends you the other way, where you're like, all right, stop going on about it. And this was in the days where I was on Twitter, so it was more prevalent, whereas now I don't see it. But back then, you would see so much, and it's like, it can't be that fucking good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I finally went back years later and played it, and I was, oh my God, Dishonored 2 is such a good game.
Yeah.
But the one thing I would say about this, did you play Prey out of interest?
Yeah.
Okay, did you enjoy Prey?
Yeah, I did.
You definitely would dig the Dishonored. The thing I would say about this game, Deathloop, this game, I mean, is that the best... That's not the best thing about it, because there's too much about it to be like that. But one of the best things about it is I am loving the fact that it is a current gen exclusive, meaning it looks amazing and runs like butter. Like, it is so nice playing an Arcane or Bethesda game in this style that runs this well. It's like, hallelujah, praise the Lord, praise Jeebus. It runs beautifully, and it does, doesn't it? It's so smooth, and it's like, are we
so
getting there now?
smooth.
Are we getting there with games where they're going to be like this? Because Tales of Arise is like that. You know what I mean? Are we getting there now?
Yeah.
Because
it does play just super well. I think every weapon feels amazing with the controller, the DualSense and stuff. Like, it just all works really, really, really well. And then you have like what is, I suppose, the multiplayer side of it. Now, I have not done the protect the loop part. I've been obviously witnessing that Juliana is on the hunt for you, and I'll be honest, it's terrifying every time.
I turned it off when I was playing. Because there's an element of it where it's like, no, I don't want that. It's a bit like the Dark Souls thing where they can just invade you. It's like sometimes you don't want that.
No, you don't. But I will say that, like, my God, is it satisfying when you know you have, like, because you have, like, obviously you have 3 lives.
But she's only got one.
She's only got one, and when you're down to your last one, and then you get the kill, and then you get back your lives, like, that is super, super satisfying. All that kind of stuff is I know, like, as you said, like, Souls and stuff have done it, but this just feels that little bit different, because
it is
no matter what, like, when I have that invisibility kind of slab, right, that we're talking about, when you've that turned on at the right second and then they run past you, it's hilarious. It is just like, amazing. You are done. And that all these moments in that kind of single player, when you don't expect, you forget about it in ways when you're playing the game. Do you know, you're kind of going, and then, oh yeah, of course, there's someone online who's in my game now trying to just ruin everything for me. I like this. There is just so much that you could go on about. I think this game of the year time for us will be where we can really get into the.
I think game of the year is going to be a bloodbath. I think it's going to be monstrous, because well, we can't get into that now. What I would say, have you played as Juliana?
No.
So there's a whole separate progression for her. So you know the way that you do stuff as Colt, and like you can infuse stuff. You can't infuse as her, but you, by doing well, you like they're kind of like mini, like, not achievements, but like little things you do as you play through, like little objectives and activities. And as you do them, you unlock things. So like at level 5 or whatever, you get her massive sniper from the images. And she's interesting. It was quite funny because obviously pre-release, me and Chris were playing it, and I forget if I captured it or not. I can't remember. But I was playing as Juliana, and I realised that you could actually, if I spot Colt, I can press a button and say, there he is. There he is, everyone. So Chris snuck round the corner, but I'd spotted him. So I pressed the button, and he just, in his northern accent, fucking hell. And there was like 20 people just bombing him and said, what the hell's going on? This game's broken. I was like, it's not, mate. I saw you. And I told them to go and get you. And then I just started blasting down the corridor at him. And it's like, this is good. Like, it's clever, because it's a multiplayer mode that if you wanted to, just completely ignore it, and you would still have a tremendous time. But it is actually really good.
Well, one thing I would say as well is that, like, there is obviously, like, a lot of people who are still, like, just, like, waiting for this to go down in price, or, you know, they're not in any panic to see it. And I get it. I see it. I was that person who would be like, nah, Deathloop won't be my bag, you know, whatever. You really, 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 really have to play it to, like, fully just grasp it. And, like, just, it does this thing where you're kind of going, oh my God, when you understand its layout, its menus, everything, it is incredibly straightforward. Yeah. But it absolutely is not at the start. And when that whole thing clicks, and I was like watching an interview where the developer, I cannot for life remember his name right now, but he said that was a whole point that they were going for. They were trying to achieve that, like, you figure it out as you go, and then that feeling of like, oh, I feel intelligent from the just now getting that understanding of what this layout means. And like, I don't know, I went in because when those reviews dropped, I was kind of going, fucking hell. I was like, I was like, whoa, this is like, people are losing their... And like, it wasn't just like the 10s. It wasn't just that kind of thing that was happening, or the 5. It was people's words.
Yes.
It was like every other critic that was out there saying their feeling about the game was so like, holy shit, like you know, you can give games 10s and be like, it's just amazing, it's unreal. But this felt like a game that was hitting people completely differently. So I was just like, gotta get a copy, and that's just that. This is super, super special. Like, it really is.
It reminds me of the kind of Naughty Dog thing, in a very different way, in that they kind of have now earned a little place where it's like, if Naughty Dog say we're doing this, you go, sure, let's see. And I think Arcane now are, again, not in terms of the story or perhaps the atmosphere, although this game's very atmospheric, but in terms of the mechanical playground of a video game, they are way up there now. Like, it is so mad to me that, and we've gone 20 minutes, so I may as well mention it. It's so mad to me that we are playing a Microsoft-owned studio and publisher's game on PlayStation 5 exclusively. Like, I get it. Then I just wonder if there was ever a point where Microsoft could have gone, nah, sorry, lads, we own this. That exclusivity deal will whatever. I can only assume a tremendous amount of money changed hands. And when this does hit Game Pass in a year, everyone else is going to play it as well. But like, it will have more to it as well, I reckon. I reckon they will add... There will be. I don't know if they're going to do DLC, but I would bet that
I think they will, because didn't they do it for like Dishonored and
they
Prey?
did. Well, they ended up with Dishonored. No, you're right. Yeah, they did it with Prey, and then Dishonored. They did that. What's it called? Death of the Outsider or something like that.
Yeah.
Not the third game, but a standalone thing.
I feel like they would do. I feel like this is the thing. Even the visionaries themselves, right? The people that you have to, the 8 people that you have to murder in one loop, like. You could release probably an individual game for all of them, because like an individual DLC thing, because the characters are so wild, and like everything you read or pick up or have to listen to is so entertaining. Like nothing seems wasted. Like nothing seems wasted in the game. I don't know. I'm with you. Like I think it's a 10. I think it's a 10 out of 10 game. So the understanding of like, if people say like, oh, it's just not my thing, I get it, but like this is a very like fresh game, and like I haven't been this like into a first person shooter, I'd say, since probably Titanfall 2. With like, you know, I know like we can say like there's Doom and everything like that, you know, but when you talk, for me personally, talking about something that's like, oh, this is just amazing, like it's just doing something super amazing.
It is similar to what they've done, but I feel like they've thrown in a bit of BioShock in there.
Oh yeah,
like I want to be careful.
I'm seeing people mention Hitman and everything.
Hitman, I get that, but I mean in terms of like the way the world works, in that there's never massive long cutscenes after you get past the opening. But the exposition and the way the narrative is given is very BioShocky, like it is finding notes, I think there are audio logs as well, aren't there? Only thing I found weird is that I noticed, like Juliana, when she speaks to you, it comes out the DualShock, and I just thought about that when I was capturing, because like that's not going to come through because it's coming from the DualShock, not in the game. So it's like, you know, it just shows you how much thought. Like, that's not going to work as well as on the Xbox. It's just not. You're not going to have the haptics. You're not going to have that stuff. This game has been designed with PS5 in mind. It has. And that's
it
feels like a PlayStation exclusive. It feels like a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah. The idea alone, even between Cole and Juliana, like the fact that like they're the only two that remember everything.
Yes.
Through every single loop. And like that banter is so funny every time Cole wakes up and Juliana is just being like super, super like snarly towards him, and like he's just like, fuck you. And then like I know a lot of people have said like, oh, does that get old? I absolutely do not think it does. Like at all. I think it's constantly fresh. Just so many great lines. Man, Game of the Year is going to be insane.
It's going to be interesting. Let's move on to a game that isn't probably going to get discussed there, but it is one that I tremendously enjoyed in co-op with Mr. Hyde, Chris Hyde. Aragami 2. Now, I don't think I played the first one, actually.
I haven't.
It's a stealth ninja game. And it's unfortunately got quite a lot of bugs in it, and it's unfortunate in that respect, and it's very, very gamey. Again, it's one of those games where you can near enough walk up to them alongside them and stealth kill them. But in co-op, it's just a really good time. And the most important thing for me is, and speaking on PlayStation 5, is that it feels just great. Like, it's so smooth and responsive, and you can whip around the arena like with double jumps and shadow blinks, and like you can press a button to hook onto things with your ninja ropes or whatever they are, and you can just move around.
What kind of view is this game in?
Third person.
Okay. It's not like a Mark of the Ninja kind of thing, is it?
No, it's more like Tenchu, I suppose.
Oh, okay.
But it's just, look, I can't sit here and go, oh, well, I disagree with the review of this game on our site. It should have got a 9, like, because it's just flawed in a lot of ways. Like, there's a whole hub. What they've done differently, I believe, with Aragami 2 is that there's like a hub world where you can upgrade and buy stuff, and it's shit. Like, it's so unnecessary. Like no, it is. Like, every single time the guy would speak to you, like he's telling you all this amazing stuff, like, yes, samurai, you must. I shouldn't do the accent, really, should I? But every time he's doing that sort of thing and telling you must go and do this, you must go and do that. Both Chris and I were like, don't care, and you're literally like X just to get through it. Like, you're not interested. It's not an interesting story, or maybe it is, but it just doesn't. It's just not. They've added melee combat this time in that if you do get spotted, you can get out of trouble. Okay. But it's brutally hard. Like, you are not intended to ever, especially if you're playing solo, you are not intended to ever get into combat. I believe it is a stealth game. Like, when there's two of you, you could just rattle someone's head off because like there's two of you swiping at them. It's not particularly good looking. It's not particularly, like, the sound's not particularly amazing. There's but
You're not telling me here, Ed.
No, this is the thing, man. But the gameplay, like, as people watching, hopefully this version, you'll see, like, you can whip around at such a pace that it's so enjoyable. Like, it's that is the thing they. And ultimately, look, when you come to a video game, you want them to look nice, you want them to sound nice. Of course you do. You want all of those things. But if it doesn't play nice, none of that matters. Like, none of that matters. Do you know what I mean? It has to feel good. It's like one of those games when you see a platformer. Like, platformers are a dime a dozen. But and the first thing I don't know about you, but the first thing I think now when I see a platformer is, looks cool. Sure, it will be good. Does it feel good? Does it feel, Mario-like, Super Meat Boy, or is it not that? And if it isn't that, I don't know if I'm bothered, because I want a game that feels snappy and responsive. This feels like that. Like, you can absolutely whip around these maps, take people out, and just go for it, like, at such a pace. And when there's 2 or 3 of you playing it, like, it is super enjoyable to do that. Like, there's moments where, like, I'm getting a guy, and it's I'm trying to think what game does it. Do you know when a game like Call of Duty, you'll go, right, there's 2 guys there, I'll get the left one and you get the right one, and the AI does the right one. It's that. And so you're like, me and Chris were like, right, so have you got him? Yep, you've got him. Okay, I'll go get the other one because he's coming towards you. And it's genuinely, it's like, people often ask about, like, the guilty pleasure kind of game. Like, there is no part of me, again, that is going to be here saying it's a game of the year contender. But in co-op, we played a bit of it just to get a feel for the co-op. And then after that, the next night, Chris was like, do you want to play a game tonight? I was like, yeah, let's play a game. But so what do you want to play? And we both were like, Aragami 2. We both wanted to play it again. And it's like, then a few days later, we were like, should we play a game together? And it's like, should we play more Aragami? Because you could just stick your headphones on, you can just chill and talk while you're doing it. I'll get him, you get him. And it's one of those, and it's going to get no love. It's on Game Pass, I believe. It's going to get no love whatsoever. It has some horrendous bugs in it. It does. There's no question about it. They actually sent emails out saying, just so you know, I think it was the PS5 version and Xbox Series X version, it's got a day 1 patch, and it's going to make the visuals look a bit better. I don't know that it did. But what they actually did was they added screen tearing, and I saw it because I booted the game up. I invited Chris into it, and he went, "Oh, what's going on?" It's like, "Yep, that's what the patch did." And it's like, "Fuck, come on," it was better before. And again, I really kind of enjoy it, man.
But obviously it's the multiplayer thing that.
Oh, I wouldn't play it alone. No way.
There you go.
No, it's fine. Like, I wouldn't hate it alone, but it is a to me, it is a co-op. Do you know how people talk about like MMORPGs where they're like, oh, we're just going to play WoW all weekend, like headphones on, chatting to mates, music in the background, podcast games? It's one of them. Like the story, it's just like button through it, but chatting away while you're playing this mechanically good feeling game is, yeah, it's really nice. I've also played some more Tales of Arise. I don't know if there's much to say on that. Have you finished that game?
I'm very close to that too. Very close to finishing that. Deathloop just came around, and I bought it, started Deathloop, and I was like, "That's that."
I am stunned by how much I like Tales of Arise. Stunned.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's incredible.
I just keep. Yeah, but that's the thing. I went back to it thinking, and it's out now, and you know I've got other things to play, so I'll spend an evening playing this. And I was like, oh god, it's good.
Yeah, that's they're the last two games that I've spent the most time with, and both I would still just go 10 out of 10. I'm like, Jesus. Yeah. It's just Tales is incredible, and that's another one where that's going to sit on people's list in the year, because it has been received well. People are loving it. Yes. A lot of fans of the series have been over the moon with this, and people are coming kind of going, yeah, probably the best Tales game I've played.
Do you know the area that I wonder actually? So there's it's a bit similar at the first, a bit like a Mario game. Like there's the fire area, then there's the ice area.
Yeah.
Could you guess at what area it was for me where I was like, oh wow? Because I was wondering at this point, is so what's next then? Is it going to be, what's
I think the areas? No, hang on.
Well, it's actually, the third one. It's the third one.
Oh yeah. With and all the colors and everything are just insane.
Wow. Yeah, and see, at this point when Chris was talking about it, I hadn't got that far. So all of a sudden, the podcast was ringing in my ears because he said something about farming, and I was like, no, what did he say in the review? I can't remember. No, I think he said it on the pod, there's farming there if you want it. And so I was like, And then I got there and I was like, what? What's going on? And then it, and I'm like, this is 10 hours in, and then the tutorial pops up about farming, and you're like, and then another tutorial pops up again, and it tells you so basically don't run away from fights. Well, I wasn't anyway, but you want to do more fights because then you can get this meter up, and then you can get special fights. I was like, I'm having some of that. This giant dragon drops down out of the sky in the middle of a fight. In the middle of a fight, and it doesn't go, well, dragon's here now. Those lads can get shit. It's like, no, you still got to kill them lads as well. And then I was like, well, this dragon's absolutely having it. And this was half an hour of a battle, and I just about did it. I was every time I went down, I was like, oh god, I hope Shion can get me back up because this is tough. And
I was the exact same.
But I did it, and I was I felt oh yes, because the combat in this game, man, is oh god, it's
phenomenal.
It's
once
outrageously good.
Yeah, it couldn't be made better. Really, I think it lays down the foundation once again for future Tales games with that combat. It's so smooth, and sometimes there's so much shit that happens that you're just I can't see what's going on, but it all looks amazing.
And when you get I'm not going to spoil, but when you get the fourth character that joins you, the one who's a melee fighter.
Yeah.
And then I realise what they're doing. So when you get the third... hang on. There's a character you get where it gives you a little tutorial about what they can do to help you in battle. But then and then the fourth one is his attack breaks through shields. And then again, you're 10 hours in, and it's oh, they've all got their... So I don't want to... Because at the time, I had just been... As soon as it came up with their boost attack, I was like, yeah, I'm seeing some of that, because it's always good. But then all of a sudden, it's oh, no, you want to keep his boost attack because he breaks through shield. Oh, yeah, that's right. That woman character. Yeah, yeah, of course. Now I get it. You don't want to use that. You want to keep that because if you see someone's casting, then you use it, stops them casting. And I'm just this game is ridiculously good. It is, I already agreed with the 10. I already agreed with it at sort of 6 hours in. It was this is incredible. But when and I bet there's more I still haven't seen. But that moment, I was it was just
do you know what I will say as well? Is where I'm after leaving off anyway, up to this point, I love the story. I didn't dislike the story
too. Yeah,
but I feel it is doing something kind of different in a way.
Yes.
And it definitely does not seem like it's going to. For the first few hours, you're just all right, okay, here we go. But I'm fully invested in all the characters' stories.
Well, I will say, without spoiling it, the twist in the second area, I did not see coming.
No, not at all.
Actually, which is normally I'm one of those that this is obvious.
I don't think anyone did.
I think that's pretty clever.
You're like, what?
Yeah, you are. Leonidas in chat says that dragon kicked my ass last night. Actually, to me, that dragon was almost like one of the Final Fantasy VII, the original Final Fantasy VII Ultimate Weapons.
Where
it's like you just ran into it in the middle of a field, and you're like, oh god. And I was actually kicking his ass, and then they have like second phase, and then the second phase that dragon goes nuts. And it's like, this is just ramped up, and everyone's dying.
When the dragon came in for me, I was kind of like, I think I just got bad luck here. Like, I don't think I think I'm supposed to get out of this now or just get done. Because as you play it, as I was fighting the dragon, I was like, I don't think I'm playing this well at all because this is taking ages.
No, I
but
think
then I was like, I'm doing all my combos, I'm doing everything right. This is just a fucking tough boss, or tough enemy basically. But got there in the end. But there's a couple of them around, man. Like there's a couple of them.
Well, I figure there must be. I figure that you could do that. I guess anytime you want, if you can see the enemies, and it's like farming them. Essentially, if you see them, you can get that. And the farming stuff. The only thing I'd say is with the farming stuff. The actual farming, I mean, the meat and the eggs and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I was kind of enjoying aside all the cool stuff going on, it was fairly straightforward in that it was like, right, you're going to do this area, there'll be a boss fight, there's some story, you'll probably get a new character, move on. When it gave me the farming stuff, I almost felt like, I don't know that this needs it. It certainly doesn't make it worse, but I didn't feel like...
I never feel like I'm out of anything, if you get what I mean.
No, that's kind of the other thing, yeah. Like you'll get into quests and you hand them in before he's like, I need eggs. And you're like, happen to already have 20.
Yeah. There's maybe like one kind of like thing I'm missing to like upgrade a weapon that I'm like, how annoying.
Yes,
like,
usually one per area. I find that is
one thing like you're missing, but overall, like everything else is like constant. Like I never run out of anything. Did you do fishing yet? Actually,
no. I'm just having. There you go. So it's even got fishing. But it's interesting you say that. I think the reason you're never running out of stuff. And I would guess you're the same as me, is because you kind of do every fight, you search every corner.
Every fight.
Because,
exactly every corner.
Yeah.
I'm speaking to every single NPC, not that they give you anything, but just in case.
But even that, I thought was cool that when you speak to them, there's a little tick appears on their chat icon.
Yeah, it's
and again,
nice.
That's another little thing which like, don't need to go and chat to them again. Game's told me that there's nothing for them to... I know that's a gamey thing, but I actually think that's respectful of your time.
100%. It's a fucking amazing game.
So, I mean, there's nothing else left to say, I guess, apart from the fact that I played Death Stranding Director's Cut. And,
come on!
What's that?
Like, come on. What are you saying?
I'm
excited.
What?
I'm excited to put 40 hours into walking again. Look, come on.
What do you want
we
to know?
We gave it 9.5. Well, Chris did.
I didn't. Excuse me.
I'm sure you approved this.
I did.
I'm sure you were like, Chris, look, come on, look like Deathloop there. Look, put it up another 0.5 there. Give it the right mark.
Yeah, give it the 10. That it rightfully deserved. I will say, the thing I had genuinely forgotten, my word, what a pretty game this is.
It's ridiculously nice. And I'd say it's insane in this version.
Well, exactly that. I mean, the frame rate right away is astonishing. The game runs at 4K 60, which I think is its native video resolution. It does drop a little bit now and again, but mostly it's 4K 60, fairly stable. That's some feat.
Like, tell me this though, right? And let's be honest here, right? You possibly did not see much of this game though yourself. Like, you didn't play much of this version because
this version, no, I didn't.
I can't imagine you were like, all right, let's see what it's about.
No, I had a look at the new stuff.
This is what it is.
I had a look at the new stuff because I was intrigued. The one thing I did look at, there's a little video on our YouTube channel that you're watching now, went live today at the time of recording this live, where it just shows you how to transfer your save, because even that's like not as simple as just going transfer save. Even that, you have to go into the game. You have to download the PS4 version again, It's fine. It's done. But yeah, go to our YouTube channel for the guide, or the written version on our site. Anyway, what I did have a quick look at was there's a new thing in this game where you can like you can throw your cargo. So you go up to this machine and you can build it with your what they call PC2s. Were they PC2? Was it something like that? I forget what they're called. The things that you used to build things with. C. You can build this catapult. You go up to it, and then you say you want to I mean, I don't know if this would work with some of the ones you have to not break, but I think it might. So you go up and you load it in, and you press you then, like, it's like a cannon, like a cannonball thing, and you're aiming it up and down, left and right. There's a trajectory thing like that, and then you fling it out, and then it goes into like a camera mode above that. And it's going down, and you then press, like, I think it was cross. Press the X button at the last minute, and it opens up like a
parachute.
Parachute, like electronic parachute, and you land it. And it's like, I kind of think, I wish that was in the game originally, because you know those times when you would like trudge through the water, thinking, can I make it through that red bit with that stamina and this on my back? Can I do it? You could just build that cannon thing and straight over the top now. And there's like, I've seen stuff that's like there's races in it with cars and stuff, and they are genuinely. And ultimately, if you like this game enough the first time around, the upgrade's £5. So, like, you know, I mean, even to be honest with you, if I liked this game as much as you did, I would pay £5 just to see how it ran on PS5. And also, if you're a trophy hunter and you did get a lot of trophies, if you transfer your save, instantly all the trophies pop. Like, every single one, you get them all again. So you could start the game again and get them that way, or you could just load your save and get all of them that way. Genuinely, the game itself, I like. It's the story I hate. And I really do hate the story. There's no...
What? The story's perfect.
There's no beating around the bush. The gameplay itself is strangely alluring. Like, that one thing when I was doing the video to it, when I was looking at it, it's a world, when you look at it, it is so gorgeous. The water effects and the sort of the way the mountains have been designed, like the greenery...
Yeah.
Sort of the kind of life finding a way through the craggy rocks. It's beautiful.
And it sounds pathetic to say this in a way to describe the game, right? But like, that's the kick I got off it. Like, you know, sometimes I'd be on a cliff and I'd be like, I know, whatever. It just sounds so pathetic. But like, I got such a buzz off of kind of going, can I actually go down here? Will I make it down here with my cargo?
Yes.
And I loved it. I just loved.
I don't disagree with you, and like, I particularly enjoyed once you got like the I really loved the what they like the poles where you can zip line between them. I was putting them everywhere with that snowy area. I really, really liked that aspect of this game. For me, like, when the cutscenes would start, it was just literally like, oh God, man, you know, straight away, like, I don't need this. Like, I don't need this story. The gameplay,
apparently no more Monster Energy.
Well, they've taken all the promotional stuff out of Alan Wake, haven't they? Apparently, so for the remaster.
Yeah, no more Monster Energy. No, it's kind of like it's something in game. Ken related.
What, like,
I don't know, but
Norman Reedus' piss, or
like, to be honest, I'm actually really glad the monster thing is gone, because I fucking hated it. I just hated it within that world.
So stupid, right? Just stupid monster. Like,
yeah, stupid monster.
Indeed.
Great game of the year though.
No more Duracells. Deadbeat Punk says no more Duracells. No, in Alan Wake Remastered, apparently they've removed the Duracells, their Verizon advertising, and there was some car. There was a make of car it's all gone. Well, changed. It's not that anymore. That is kind of the podcast for this week. We're going to do something a bit different. Well, we've done this before, but the thing is, now we're live. This is going to be weird, because right now we can predict what's going to happen tonight at Nintendo Direct. But when this goes live to everybody else, it will be days ago, and that will just either look really stupid. So, I mean, someone said, like, one of the questions for this week in Discord was, what do you think might be their one last thing? So, Ad, I'm going to hand over to you.
Okay.
While I prepare these other questions that we've received, and you tell me.
Do I have to? Can I only give one? Do I have to give only one answer, or can I just?
No, you just tell me what you want, rather than what you think will happen, so we don't look daft. Tell me what you want to happen, and
what I want.
Yeah, what do you want
just like
tonight?
A Breath of the Wild 2 days.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, that's fine, but
okay, tonight I want a Breath of the Wild. I want a Breath of the Wild 2 days.
Yes.
I think we aim at a 3 of some sort.
Yes.
I want the Metroid Prime trilogy.
Well,
I want that. What are you willing?
No, I'm just going well. I'm just. Ooh. No, I don't know nothing. Don't send any lawyers after me. I don't know nothing. There is actually another question
Okay.
that I've totally forgotten to answer, so don't let me forget it. But there is one more question.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I said every goddamn time, give me Mario Kart 9. I'm sick of it. I'm annoyed now. Can't do this. You can't do this anymore, Nintendo. Give me Mario Kart 9. Or just a new cup. 4 tracks. Is that too much? You're looking at me. You're looking at me, Mr. Cook,
nothing.
As if Mr. Nintendo is in your fucking house.
What it is so I did like a little YouTube short just to say no podcast last week and said give us some questions in the podcast, but I've only just now remembered I asked for those questions, and I'm panicking about the fact that I completely also forgot that Kenna Bridge of Spirits came out this week, and I have also played that, but I completely forgot it existed. Like I literally said to someone that game is coming out at the worst possible time, and I've done it. I've forgotten about that game. I like that game a whole lot. It is very unoriginal, very beautiful, and it's comfort food gaming. It is absolutely just an enjoyable.
I love they
just
took that quote. Very unoriginal.
It doesn't. What I mean is, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything that you've not played in 100 open world games. It mishmashes all of them together, but it's just comfort food gaming. It's the bosses are quite fun, but it's. I don't mean to sound mean when I say it's highly unoriginal, but it is. It's really nice. Like, it's comfort food game. Like, you play that game and you're like, this is just... I'm going to finish it. Like, it is just nice. And the other question, this one's for you. Phil Tyndall wanted to know your opinion on Tato's versus Pringles.
Holy Jesus. Tato's versus... No, hang on, right? Tato's is just like, are we going cheese and onion? I guess we are, because that is just the one. And then Pringles-wise, like, if you're going to start putting up, like, what flavour Pringles, whatever. But look, Mr. Tato's my man. He's my boy.
So what are I thought Tato's were like Lays. So like when we used to go on holiday abroad, there was like Walkers. Like it's like the Irish version of Walkers.
Yeah,
no,
better.
Or it is. So what? So do you have Lays? Do you have Lays in you? Because you're in Europe, aren't you? So,
Lays is only Lays is kind of like. Spain and that, yeah. Like, Walker's is here.
Okay.
Walker's is here. Tato is... Like, look, Tato has... Like, we have a theme park.
If you said, I'm going around the shop... What? Sorry, what? Yeah. No, sorry, what?
We have a Tato theme park in Ireland. It does well.
I haven't frozen, for those wondering. I'm just like... A little bit like I don't know where to go with that.
Go check it out. It's been there for years. Man. I've actually never been.
Oh well.
Yeah, I think things like that.
Can you truly call yourself an Irishman then? That's what I have to ask you.
Well, if I haven't been to the theme park.
So we're having a drink, we're sitting down playing some games, and you say, I'm going to go around the shop, Ad. What do you want? And I said, I'd like to try some Tato's, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you come back with for me? Describe, like, are we talking, is it a bag of crisps like Walker's? Or is it...
Just a standard bag, like Walker's, cheese and onion. Like, I was at a stag there now at the weekend, and we went to the pub, and we were sitting around, and the amount of Tato's that were just on the table, like just bags just all split open, and everyone's just eating them. They're just cheese and onion crisps. Very similar to Walker's cheese and onion.
Are they only cheese and onion?
No, there's like smoky bacon, prawn cocktail, salt and vinegar. I'm definitely missing one or two, I feel. Could be more, in fact. So, but like cheese and onion are the one, like, you know, you make them in sandwiches.
What colour's the packet of crisps?
Red.
What? For cheese and onion?
Red. Yeah.
Well, what colour's already sorted, Tato, then?
Hang on, I am right in
surely they can't be red.
No, they are fucking red. They are.
Cheese and onion?
Really salted.
Wow.
You're Tato.
Well, no, I'm old enough that when I was growing up, there was Golden Wonder, and Golden Wonder blue was salt and vinegar, green was
red.
Cheese and onion. But then Walkers came along and destroyed it all, and they. So what's? So what?
Hang on. You can get a box of 25 packets for €24 here.
Okay.
Listen. Yeah. Okay. Like red and blue. Red and blue is what they are.
Okay. So
Adam Cook, do you like Walkers? Do you like them?
I mean, they're fine, aren't they? There's nothing wrong with Walkers. Like, there's...
See, That's the thing, right? I think Walkers are pretty much fine as well. I'd never
Yeah,
craved
like
them or anything like that, right?
I quite like Walker's prawn cocktail, and I'm partial to the Worcester sauce flavour as well. But like,
Walker's prawn cocktail. Okay, hang on a
like if
second.
someone passed me a packet of them, I would certainly not turn them down. They're fine. They're absolutely fine. I don't think they'd ever be my first choice, but they are absolutely serviceable crisps, and that's their point.
Okay,
isn't
so
it?
yeah, potato. There is no ready salted potato. It is
Okay, that's fine.
potato
That's
cheese
even
onion,
better.
which is red. Blue is salt and vinegar. Smoky bacon is kind of like a mustard diarrhea color. I don't know what the hell's going on there. And then prawn cocktail is just like pink.
Yes, prawn cocktail.
But like if you were to put a bowl of prawn cocktail potatoes and Walker's prawn cocktail, it's kind of like, you know, Walker's just takes it. But if you're putting cheese and onion potatoes and
it's
Walker's,
really the cheese and onion ones by the sound of it.
potatoes. Yeah, amazing. But like, compared to Pringles,
But-
Jesus.
So do potatoes do like a Pringle type crisp, like in a tube?
They did something, all right, called I think they did ones called tubes,
Yeah, makes sense.
and I think they were potato related. They didn't really kick off. It's not how you eat potatoes. It's just not. Do you know what I mean? Do you know when some products do that kind of thing,
Yeah.
and you're like,
Trying to be everything.
here's the, I might cause controversy here now, but do you know when Kit Kat came out with Chunky
Yeah.
in the bin?
Yeah, I thought you were going to say that.
It's just not the same. I like the other ones.
Yeah, I mean, there's not
For the other one. Chunky hurt my tooth one time when I ate one of those bastards.
Yeah, they're big uns. They're big uns, no question.
Yeah.
Right. What on earth was that?
Sorry, I kind of
fine.
fell there.
That's fine. The camera just sort of one other question from Paclimo. If you I can answer this easily. It's a cop out, but I don't know if you'll find it so easy. If you had to only ever play one video game for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh Christ almighty.
Super Mario Maker 2. As long as they don't shut the servers down, because then I am screwed.
If Mario Kart had like constant tracks all the time,
Super Mario Kart Maker.
I feel like
Holy
like
shit.
if that got announced, if Super Mario Kart Maker got announced,
yeah,
I'd have to take work off tomorrow.
Yeah, I think
really
it would actually somehow go through the roof here. Like literally just
I'd have to go to the hospital for a while.
Like jet trousers or something. Yeah. The room would be just
Jesus Christ.
I also have a confession to make. You were talking about like Tato and like the Irish aspect of that. So I was talking to someone in Discord the other day, okay, and I realised something. I'm a man of the world, Adam. I've been around a bit. I've tried most things. I'll always give something a try, unless it really is repulsive. Like I'm not eating a spider that's been fried or something, you know.
Oh.
I discovered. Do you know when someone says something and you're like, oh yeah, wait, have I actually ever had that? And you have to really strain your memory banks to think, have I ever had that thing? Or have I actually never had it? I realised that in all my life, and I've had plenty of alcohol in my life, I've never had a Guinness. Never.
Jesus Christ.
And then someone described to me so I said in our Discord, what? How would you describe Guinness? And I said to my wife, have I ever had a Guinness? And she went, I don't think I've ever seen you drink a Guinness. I said, well, I don't think I would have drunk Guinness when I was a youngster, because it's not really a drink you'd have as a teen out on the lash. It's trying to pull a
15 having Guinness, like.
No, I'm just imagine like you're trying to look. It's a bit being in between this joke, wouldn't it? Where you're like trying to look cool in front of the ladies, and you're like, I'll have a pint of Guinness, please. You know, it's like I'll have a pint of mild or something. It's not happening. But I think then that what I realised is because I just don't think I ever had it. I remember my wife had like a Guinness and Black, which is Guinness and blackcurrant.
Oh, that's what my girlfriend always has.
I feel like I would have tried it. Like, you know, whenever we have new stuff, like it's like if you're having tapas or something, you know, we'd always try a bit of everything.
Why do you say? It sounds like you say tapas.
What should I be saying?
Tapas.
Tapas.
It sounds like you're saying tap ass. When I have tap ass.
No, I get it. I don't know. I have no explanation for it. Tapas.
No, but it's just funny. You said that one time too, and I was fit to explode after.
Am I still saying
when I had tap ass?
Tapas.
Tapas. You're saying you're emphasizing the S.
I'm not meaning to.
Tapas.
I promise you.
You're going tap ass.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to. But Guinness.
But look, you're Guinness.
I have bought some Guinness.
But do you like stout?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever had anything like that. I've either been bitter or lager. I never drunk lager because I only drank bitter, and now I drink lager. So, but someone said it was like coffee and chocolate, and it's like, well, why have I never tried this? And multi drink.
Jesus,
it's possible I'll hate it, but
Guinness is my number one.
Well, I've got some Guinness draft in the fridge for tonight. So,
oh my God, man! So when you hang on, no, when you have that,
yes,
you have a proper pint glass.
I was planning to, yes.
Yeah, but like, do you have a proper like Guinness style? Like, it's not one of these kind of like it's. Yeah, but it's not one of these fucking thin.
No, it's a pint
bottom, and then
glass.
it's like kind of. Okay,
no, it's a pint glass.
Right.
And
you need to make sure you look up how you're pouring that.
I've heard that basically you have to kind of whack it in, and then come out
just
halfway
turn it
through.
upside down, let it go.
Yeah,
just turn it and let it go the whole way. Grind.
Are you being serious, or are you trying to?
Deadly.
Because that's what I'd heard. Because that's not how you'd pour like a smooth bitter. You gently. But I've heard that from the can you have to basically crack it out and go wallop, and just straight in, and then just let it settle, and then.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm so jealous of you. Like, I hope you like it,
mate. If I don't, I'm going to be genuinely devastated because the fact that someone said it's malty, coffee-like, and chocolatey. If I don't like it, then I will feel like I've been cheated. So, absolutely.
Hold up a second now, right? How many did you get? You get yourself a pack of 4.
Just a pack of 4. Yeah, that was the smallest I could find.
Pack of 4. Okay.
I won't be drinking all of them tonight because.
You should, and then go to the toilet.
Yeah, but no, that's the thing. That's why I won't be drinking. Well, we'll see. Yeah, and it was actually Deadbeat Punk in the chat. He is the one to blame for this whole thing because he's trying to hunt down the Guinness Nitro Surge. Have you heard of this?
I was holding a packet of them the other day. I was looking at them.
Yeah, but that doesn't come with the thing, does it? There's a thing that you can buy. The Nitro Surge is like a thing you put on top of a can, and it gives you like a pint. Yeah, it's 20 quid. And this thing, you put it on top of the can, it's battery powered, and it pours the Guinness out as if it were in a pub. So it's like, I don't know. But this whole I'm easily led, mate.
The packet I was holding wasn't asking for fucking.
No, it's just you can buy the cans. You can buy the cans, but this Nitro Surge thing is look it up. It's it's can shaped because it goes on top of the can. It's got like a nozzle. And
what's the plan with this Nitro Surge overall then?
Well, it pours it like it's in a pub because everyone always says your Guinness is not like when you get it in the pub. It's not poured right. So I'll try Guinness and hopefully like it. And that's.
Do you know do you know what? Right, speaking of Guinness, like on that stag, I went to the races, the horse races. I'm not a gambling man. I didn't have a fucking clue what I was doing at it, by the way. But I was drinking Guinness out of plastic cups, which is just
that doesn't sound
a nightmare. But man, they were excellent stuff. Really were. No, like I was shocked by it. Can I ask you a question though on a different note while we're on about like stuff that we put in our mouth?
Yeah, sure.
Where do you sit with hot sauces? Because I just want to say straight off, and I decided this throughout the week, that I think Sriracha is the greatest hot sauce of all time. I've had a lot of hot sauces, and I'm like, lovely.
What would be the
really
competition
hot,
for it though? I mean, like, Nando's one's fine, but like,
I never really get the Nando's thing.
It's fun. No, same. It's fine. I hate the
cheeky Nando's line.
Yeah. I agree with you there, but in terms of a cheap night out, I'll tell you what it's good for, Nando's. I think it's great for if you're going to a gig in a town city, a town centre, like somewhere like Southampton for us, like they've got a Nando's near where the gig is, usually in the Guildhall, and it's quite useful because you've already spent the money on the ticket, so it's easy to get like a nice just chicken and rice, have a pint of cider, and it's a really cheap way of having just a meal.
What you get now if you're into Nando's? Chicken and rice?
I get the medium to hot spiced chicken and the spicy rice, and I can't remember. It's been a while. I mean, it's been a while because of the lockdown, but and I'd get a Benson cider because that's the only place in the world that seems to sell them.
What the hell is a Benson?
I've actually got one of them behind me. They're not as nice when you're... sometimes certain drinks, when you're out, they're just lovely. They feel like they're refrigerated with magic in them or something. Benson cider's one of those that in Nando's, it just feels refrigerated perfectly. The cans of it just don't do it for me.
So are you mainly a cider man?
No, not at all. I just like a cider in the summer, like a fruity cider. Like I tend to drink lager.
If you like cider, I'd recommend a Stonewell.
Never heard of it.
No, I'm not a cider man, but by God...
Fair enough.
That'll cool you down on a warm day.
Fair. Well, there you go. That's a podcast for this week. Thank you, Adam, for being here. Everyone else should go to patreon.com/GodIsAGeek to find out more information about how you can support this channel, how you can support us as games critics, and everything else. Social media at GodIsAGeek, but GodIsAGeek.com is your home for all the reviews, news, previews, podcasts, videos, competitions. We've got another one coming up that's going to be for North American viewers. Give away a USA version of a Switch game, which is going to be fun. So that's it. Adam Carroll, thank you for being here once again.
Thank you, sir.
And everybody else, we will speak to you next week, probably with a fuller house. Hopefully. Maybe not. Maybe we should just be us from now on. But we'll speak to you next week or whenever you choose to listen. Bye-bye for now.